Hey everybody, this is Joe Sins Rare Elvis Photos. I have not done a comment video in a while. I haven't had a chance to read today for y'all yet, so I wanted to put this out and kind of respond to some of your comments. Put the spotlight on you, whether you agree with me or other Elvis fans or not. You're going to see there's going to be some comments here that are not positive. That being said, and maybe I'll throw some of the Elvis tribute music that I put in there. I will be reading some more later on. A few of you asked when I was going to be reading Elvis, what happened again. We still have to read some more of Dolores Hart's book, June's book. There's so many books to read. At some point in time, maybe I'll get on a little rotation of doing 15 minutes of 5 books in a day. I don't really know. I don't know what y'all want. Just leave me another comment about that. I think we have a decent amount of reading going on right now. Some of y'all loved it when I was reading a ton of books at a time, and some of y'all asked me just to have 2 or 3. Hey Leslie, so you said she just doesn't quit. For people to be all excited, I don't understand for the life of me. They can keep her on a pedestal after everything she has done and still does, made it to the end. I agree, and I appreciate you making it to the end. That definitely helps these videos trend. All right, on Lisa Marie's memoir, the video, Lisa hammers down on Priscilla. Faye Simon says, "Hey Joe, Prissy B finally got some of what she deserved, having to raise a rebellious child. I'm just saddened and so sorry that Lisa was the victim. She should have gotten her justice for what Edwards had done and Prissy allowed. Let me say that. Hey, I have to go back real quick and hit the heart and the like. I'd kind of forgot to do that. I do that so y'all know that I read it. And some folks are a little upset sometimes that I heart maybe a negative comment. I probably should just hit the like button or dislike. Maybe dislike. Maybe I should do that. That being said, I do want everybody to have an open voice. Some folks that actually were very into Priscilla are not anymore. So, having that dialogue helps. All right, so sad that Priscilla allowed it, but she probably didn't know who to tell. I guess back in those days, maybe there was less information and support for that. You might be right on that. In my opinion, she didn't start grieving for her daddy until she was grown. Michael Jackson, ? Another thing I will never understand is why Riley cannot give Elvis more respect, knowing what her granny did. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Make some sense of it. It's really hard to make any sense of that. Joe, as always, thanks for the read. LOL. Elvis lives. Made it to the end. Great comment. And that's what I love about this channel. Y'all leave wonderful comments. They don't have to disagree with me. They're just well thought out. Sometimes they can be short, and it might just be made it to the end just to let me know, and that's great too. But everybody that has short comments has left longer comments at one point in time as well. All right, so it says, I think this is Kara. Yeah, Kara FNQ. Desiree to me looks like a real mixture of her mom and Vernon. No question there. Who needs a DNA test? She is a Presley, just like Lisa looked half like Elvis and half like her mom. Great point. I'm going to screenshot that, Kara, and I'm gonna text it to Desiree right now. I'm sure the emotional support she's gotten from this channel has helped her, because gosh, at this point in time, she's 69 or 70. Elvis Presley estate's never going to open up and help her out, and neither are any of Elvis's relatives, I don't believe. She's kind of on an island of her own, but at least she has the support of y'all. Hey Sandra, TCB TLC made it to the end. Heart. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's short, and that's perfectly fine, because I've seen you write some longer comments as well. Bakbao, I think it is. Well, Dash Weldon. I bet she married Marco for sure. She did in California. Yeah, I think you can seal marriage records in California, and also maybe the common law is out there. 5 years. And then you said not long after meeting Robert Kardashian. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play a song for y'all, since I haven't done that yet. Okay? A song I wrote for Elvis and for y'all.
in any diner in small town USA, you're sure to get a friendly "How are you?" then "Have a good day." Yes, ma'am, you do too. You'll hear most of us saying, and there's sure to be an Elvis song playing. 'Cause Elvis is America. He bled red, white, and blue. He served his country proudly, and a lot of you did too. That's why he's still in coffee shops and on the radio, in your living rooms and on some late night show. As sure as Ford and Chevy makes a truck, Elvis is America. In every child who says his prayers at night, and every dream a dreamer dreams that ever comes to life, there's a piece of the man who dared to reach, just like the U.S. Army says to be all you can be. 'Cause Elvis is America. He bled red, white, and blue. He served his country proudly, and a lot of you did too. That's why he's still in coffee shops and on the radio, in your living rooms and on some late night show. As sure as Ford and Chevy makes a truck, Elvis is America. He was just like you and me. He never forgot that. Each time he sang American Trilogy. 'Cause Elvis is America. He bled red, white, and blue. He served his country proudly, and a lot of you did too. That's why he's still in coffee shops and on the radio, in your living rooms and on some late night show. As sure as Ford and Chevy makes a truck, Elvis is America. As sure as Ford and Chevy makes a truck, Elvis is America.
All right, so Marie, you said according to a report she's broke now. That's why she's selling tickets and charging for her autograph. Just goes to show after all of these years she's still useless with money. I'd like to know where it's all gone. You know, it's a good question. Where did all that money go? Maybe failed business ventures, maybe failed investments. Maybe it's wrapped up in property. And here's the other thing. Look, we know that Priscilla got almost $1 million a year from Lisa, even after she was no longer part of Lisa's company. She does have her son. You know, we know that she sued the estate to get more money for the son. I mean, how much money do you need? Perhaps whatever money she has is wrapped up in entities that can't be touched because she sues so much. Maybe she doesn't want to get sued. So maybe she can't touch any of those assets. And maybe it's designated for her son. I don't know. And maybe for her grandchildren. I mean, y'all know I don't have a very good positive opinion of Priscilla, but at the same time, we don't know everything. We just know that, first off, she was not the reason why Graceland was successful. I mean, Graceland was successful because of the businessmen that were in charge, the banks. Not that it could have been businesswomen too. I don't think during that time there was, but there are plenty of women capable in this world of running a company as good or better than a man. I'm the first one to say that. Priscilla is not that person. She is not that person. Hey, Amanda. Thank you for endlessly reading to us. You bet. I love it, by the way, too. I love to read as well. I'm listening or listen to most of the books now. And you said, I don't enjoy audiobooks because I don't think they're allowed to be entertaining about it. No, they're not. They got to read it straight. You're right. I also enjoy that you apply information from reading to other knowledge. The best part of it is that you're so warm and caring for every single person, and I can feel that through the screen. I appreciate that. I love people, and I think that we all deserve to be loved and understood and accepted. Elvis would be proud. Elvis was what a great person Elvis was. He just gave a lot of love to a lot of people, and I think he could have given more. If the career and Memphis Mafia and the people he was with, including Priscilla, hadn't gotten in the way of that. I think that they got in the way of it. You have a great summer as well. Hey, on that note, I'm going to play another song. Sharon Newman. I'll have to take a look at that video that you posted on that link there.
Would the world still be painted black and white if that Technicolor voice had never sung? Would Pat Boone still be the hunk of burning love? Would the world have ever heard Ray Charles or James Brown if Elvis Presley's folks hadn't moved to Memphis town? We went from 0 to 100 miles per hour, from just a seed to a field of golden flowers, from horse and buggy to a rocket ship. Elvis did that with a shake of his hips. Some people try to say he stole a sound. Elvis just sang from down within his soul. With just his voice, he broke the great divide between all music that was black and white. B.B. King and Little Richard thanked him. Elvis took the racist world and changed them. We went from 0 to 100 miles per hour, from just a seed to a field of golden flowers, from horse and buggy to a rocket ship. Elvis did that with a shake of his hips. Yeah, hips. This world would look like a different place if we never got to gaze on Elvis' face. We went from 0 to 100 miles per hour, from just a seed to a field of golden flowers, from horse and buggy to a rocket ship. Elvis did that with a shake of his hips. Yes, Elvis did that with a shake of his hips. Yeah, yeah.
That's actually one of the first Elvis tribute songs that I wrote. It's not the very first one I wrote, I believe, was the Elvis is Alive in All of Us song. But yeah, Shirley, you made it to the end. I love it. Thanks for making it to the end, Shirley. Glad to have you on the channel. Cap and Eep. You sent me an email, and I think you might have explained to me what your name means, but maybe you can explain to everybody else. I can't remember. I need to go back and take a look at that email, but it feels like you would be captain or something, but probably not. You made it to the end as well. Hey, by the way, I'm still working on getting some of that merchandise listed, linked below, like you already see for the Prissy bobblehead and Prissy B should lose a Presley name, for the MITTE. So yeah, so hopefully you'll see that soon. And like I said, if you can't afford to buy any of that stuff, don't buy it. If you want to put it on a Christmas wish list for grandchildren or children or sisters or brothers or husbands or wives to get you one of those, great. That'd be wonderful. I would love to see you wearing a picture of a sweatshirt or a t-shirt or holding a mug. Undefined. I can't see any judge making Elvis sell his catalog. That was his insurance policy. So we know that nowadays. We know that for the most part. I think back then, certainly Elvis just needed the money, first off, to pay Priscilla. That was a big settlement amount of money that I think it was 2.3 million, 3.4 million or something like that. I'll have to get those. Certainly Parker probably misadvised him, but Elvis needed a lot of money to keep things running as well. And so maybe he thought he would cut more records and he would have more money coming in the future. It certainly was probably bad advice from Parker. Parker probably needed money as well. But frankly, Elvis didn't really have the cash flow at that point in time to be throwing out millions of dollars to Priscilla. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I appreciate that. Hey, Drew, made it to the end. Good to see you on here. All right, I'm going to play one more song, and that's going to close out the video. And just look for some more stuff later on. I'm going to do my best to read some more to you today. All right, TCB, TLC, this is Rare Elvis Photos. I'm going to take you out here with the very first song I wrote for Elvis here, called Elvis is Alive and All of Us.
I'm in a blue suede dream tonight and feel the rhythm come alive. My heart beats to every Elvis song. On my turntable I turn on. Hound dog echoes in my veins. Jailhouse rocking through the years. We're all the part of him that red remains as we wipe away our tears. We say thank you to the mailman. Say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Feel the tremor in the night. Guitar strings start to hum. And the stars up there so big and bright as Elvis starts to strum. We say thank you to the mailman. Say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Just a blue moon in the sky. Can't help falling but don't wonder why. Elvis' spirit never dies in our soul. For all our lives we say thank you to the mailman. Say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Feel the tremor in the night. Guitar strings start to hum. And the stars up there so big and bright as Elvis starts to strum. Feel the tremor in the night. Guitar strings start to hum. And the stars up there so big and bright as Elvis starts to strum. We say thank you to the mailman. Say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Ghost of blue moon in the sky. Can't help falling, but don't wonder why. The Elvis spirit never dies in our soul for all our lives.
Well, if you made it to the end, I appreciate you making it here, and hopefully you know, had a chance to see one of your comments. TCB TLC, this is Joe Sins, Rare Elvis Photos. Till I see you later on with the book reading.